Welcome to my three-part packing series for Nordic Milsim, where I'll be going through some of the required items that you need to bring in order to participate, and also some of the items that are optional, which I will be bringing personally. This is not an exhaustive kit list video, so I will not be going through every single piece of equipment that's listed in the kit list. Without further ado, let's get into what I am going to carry on my person. So, what are you going to have on your person during the event? Let's start with the absolute most important thing, which is eye protection. Without this, you will not be able to play. What I have here is a pair of Oakley M frames, which I personally very much enjoy. Right now I'm wearing contact lenses, but during the event, just to make it easier for me to go to sleep, for example, and not have to switch out my contact lenses, there is also a prescription lens available for people like me who doesn't have 20/20 vision. And some more personal protective equipment that I will be bringing along, which is completely optional, but which I strongly recommend, is mouth protection in case you get shot in the face and you want to keep at least your top row of teeth. What I really like about this is that this also lets you drink and talk without a hindrance to your speaking abilities. This is one of the better mouth guards on the market. It's a Sisu mouth guard, and it does actually let you speak clearly. And next is hearing protection, and I am using these Impact Sport, which lets you hear things clearly with them turned on. They run on 2 AAA batteries, and I think they last for a very long time, actually. They block out any noises that you might be exposed to during the event, such as grenades, and a great way to keep your hearing. Okay, so that's the protective equipment. Next, we'll just go from the bottom up, which is your uniform. I'm wearing a Finnish M05 uniform from replica. This is their version of the field top. I'm also wearing the field pants. And underneath we have an undershirt, which is merino wool, and merino wool is a material which I strongly recommend for these type of events, because unlike cotton, which loves to retain moisture, merino wool is a moisture-wicking material. If you have to buy something on the cheap, if you can't afford buying a full set of merino base layers, use synthetic materials. They are cheaper, but they're not as good at keeping you warm as merino wool. And it does get pretty smelly if you wear synthetic materials, so just bear that in mind. It's still far superior to wearing a cotton base layer for this type of stuff, where you most likely will get wet. And if your base layer retains moisture, you will be absolutely miserable. As for underwear, I will be wearing these merino wool boxers. What's really good about these is that they go quite a bit way down on your thighs. So they actually cover the inside of your thigh, which helps immensely with shove rub. When you're going to be doing a lot of marching and rucking and just moving around throughout the entire event, and your thighs will rub against each other. Just keep that in mind. It can get pretty nasty if you don't take care of that. Then I have my booty, helps break up the natural shape of the human head. And then of course we have what you have on your feet, boots and socks. Same thing as with a base layer, merino wool socks or some type of wool sock, synthetic, to keep the moisture from your sweaty feet off a sock. These particular boots are Solomon Quest 40 Forces model. Some of the things that I can't show you right now, but which are required, are a ID card, your check-in sheet, which you can print out on the website, medical card, which you are to fill in and bring with you to the check-in at the event, and notepad and pen, which I keep in the left breast pocket of my field jacket. So this is my little field office, which besides from the notepad and pencils, I also have a map and a compass for navigation. And then we have a wristwatch or a cell phone. Cell phone is what I'm recording this video with right now. Strongly recommend that you have both a phone and a wristwatch. Next, a headlamp. It should have both red and white light, as you can see here. And that is something that I prefer to keep on my person rather than in my load-bearing equipment, just so that I have it with me at all times. That's pretty much it for what you keep on your person. We'll start with the replica. So, first required item. This is just a basic double eagle AEG, which I've made some modifications to, such as putting on an extended barrel, an A2 style birdcage flash hider. Painted the whole thing Ranger green and added a red dot and an O-light weapon light, which has a pressure plate on it. So this one's nothing special really, it's just a relatively cheap AEG that does the job for Milsim Events. However, I have splurged a bit on magazines, so I'm using the PTS EPM mags, which are quite pricey, but for AR style replicas, these are really hard to beat. So we'll get to this one last. I'm just going to put it down here. My load bearing belt, my harness, which is the Salta Valias belt system. So here I have a setup with 4 mag pouches. These are compatible with both AR and AK mags. I'm using AR mags, and they do fit almost flush with the pouch here, as you can see. So I recommend, if you want to have them more easy to grab, just put something at the bottom of the pouch just to have the mags right up a little bit, and that's going to save you a lot of trouble. So this is nothing special, just 2, 4, 6 plus 1 in the gun. Set up for my mag pouches, one of which I'm using for my radio. And the reason why I have the radio pouch here in the front rather than in the rear right hand mag pouch is because what I've noticed for me, there's 2 mags, or when this particular pouch is filled completely, it gets in the way of my leg. And so this is just a Pushing standard radio. It's like a Baofeng and then a monophone for that. Now let's get to the back side. Here we have 2 GP pouches from Salopta with zippers. This is where I keep my 2 canteens. Standard Finnish Army 1 liter canteens. 2 of those. And attached to each GP pouch here, I have the frag and smoke pouches. These are customizable to fit whatever type of grenade you might be using. So in my case, I'm using frags, and I have 2 different types of frags here, just to show you. Here in this one, we have an M67 type grenade. And in the other grenade pouch, we have a Soviet style RGT-5 grenade. So these grenade pouches will fit virtually anything you want to put in it in terms of grenades. So you can actually also, it's pretty much all Velcro underneath these buckle fasteners. So you can actually expand the pouch to fit larger smoke grenades, for example, if you want or need to use those types of grenades. And what's really nifty about these zipper pouches is that I can fit more stuff in them than just canteens. So if I can put these to the side for now, I can fit in this pouch I have a speed loader. You can also fit more things in here, such as a bandage. However, I have opted to put my bandage elsewhere, which is my right hand cargo pocket. So this is the bandage that you'll use during the event. So nothing much here in this pouch at the moment. I have considered filling this up with snacks, like protein bars or maybe some caffeine pills. And here on the right hand side, I have my multi-tool, which is a Leatherman skillet tool, which has a very basic multi-tool with the pliers, little carabiner and bottle opener here on the side, and of course a serrated blade. But what's really nice about this particular Leatherman is that it comes with accessories, which I have in this little Ziploc bag. In this Ziploc bag, I have another Ziploc bag, a smaller Ziploc bag with 2 sets of bit kits with more different types of bits in case, for example, you need some kind of Allen key or different sizes of flatheads, Phillips heads, what have you. And most importantly, this extender bit, which makes the tool longer, which allows me to reach into the buttstock of my replica in case I need to fix anything. So that's the multi-tool that's stuffed in here. It's probably the smallest toolbox you could possibly bring with you out in the field. And then I have my Olight baton 4 and the battery case. So right now I don't have a battery in this, and that is probably how I will be carrying it, just in case I accidentally press the button, since this can get really hot if you leave it turned on. So I got 2 batteries, so 1 spare in this pouch. Very nice. I can use these pouches for more than just canteens. And if I want to cram these with even more stuff, I could probably fit an MRE and a ration heater bag into the pouch as well. And now we're on to the last pouch here on the belt kit, which is my Vodostolik large GP pouch, where I have a poncho and my toilet kit. And in the toilet kit, I have just basic stuff like a little folding trowel for digging cat holes, toilet paper, wet wipes, and rubbing alcohol to clean my hands after I've done my business. Bear in mind when you're using wet wipes out in the wild, they are generally not biodegradable, so you don't want to leave those in your cat hole when you fill them up. So, to follow the leave no trace principle as far as you can, I also have a little Ziploc bag here where I can put my used wet wipes and then throw them away later at a proper facility. So that's my load bearing equipment. Now we can get into the little assault bag that I have, which is my Salta Hatka 12 liter, where I have some more goodies that are very nice to have if you're away from your main ruck for an extended period of time. Me personally, I reckon I won't be away from my ruck for more than 6 to 8 hours, the most. I probably won't have to worry about getting stuck out in the cold without my sleeping bag. However, I still have some nice to have things here if I'm out for an extended period of time. I currently don't have a hydration bladder in this at the moment, but there is a pouch right here where you can put a small hydration bladder so that you have additional water with you. And I have 3 different compartments. In the compartment here on my right, I have a merino wool beanie, a loft jacket, which I can wear underneath my field jacket to keep myself warm in case I need it on a static mission, for example. And in the other smaller compartment, I have a Helicontex windrunner jacket, which is just a wind shirt. Very lightweight, packs very small. Just something extra just in case this isn't enough. Every little bit counts. And then at the bottom I have spare batteries and some electrical tape in a waterproof little pouch. And in the waterproof pouch I have all of my batteries in a lipo safe bag as an additional safety measure. And what's very nice about this particular day pack is that if you buy these snap fasteners, which I did, you can actually attach it to the outside of your larger Salta rucksacks, which is super convenient for me, since my main ruck that we'll get to later is also a Salta Yakari large. Fantastic piece of equipment. And what's really nice about these Salta bags, even though they're not like technically waterproof, they are extremely water resistant. You can see here they actually have like a PE coating on the inside of the bags, both on the Hopka and the Yakari, which is very nice. Also, in the main compartment, I have a carabiner where I have a long titanium spoon and an MRE bag, a flameless ration heater, and spare socks in a waterproof bag. That is pretty much it for my load bearing equipment. The main rucksack. As you can see, I've attached my smaller day pack onto the outside of the main ruck, and since we've already gone through the contents of this bag, I will simply remove it and what's in the main ruck. So for starters, as you might see on the outside here, we have some of the Finnish Defense Forces sleeping pad. A fantastic piece of kit, which is not only a sleeping mat, but I'm just going to open this up for you right here. It actually doubles as a ground sheet. So if I unroll this, you can see that on the outside of the padding here, we have these wings. And then we can start from the bottom here, which is the sleeping bag compartment of the Yakari rucksack. And in here we have a waterproof bag, which contains a Corinthia Defense 1 sleeping bag, which combined with all the other equipment that I have with me to the event should be enough to not be absolutely miserable at night. This is how small it packs. It's a very compact sleeping bag, and I think it has a comfort rating which goes down to 3 or 5 degrees Celsius, which should be enough, although it might drop down to freezing, but it's not going to get much colder than that. And I also packed a little break pillow, which is definitely a nice to have, but not a must have. Makes things a little bit more comfortable. I also have, just to demonstrate, the Corinthia Defense 4, which is a much thicker sleeping bag, and as you can see, it's much larger, and which is definitely something you'd want to bring on an event where you know that you will be sleeping in below freezing. And it does fit in here, but it fits very snugly. And now we can get to the lid of the rucksack. And inside the lid, I have a little hygiene kit and field pharmacy. So on one side I have toothpaste, toothbrush, some contact lenses just in case, and some Sea to Summit pocket hand wash leaves, which is basically like little pieces of soap, which you can use to clean your hands. Also very nice to have. Feels a lot cleaner than just rubbing your hands with rubbing alcohol. Definitely recommend having some type of soap with you for that. And in the pocket pharmacy, we have a couple Band-Aids, 2 wound cleanser pads, paracetamol, anti-diarrhea pills. And also, I have some Resorb to help you rehydrate better. Some dextrose tabs, blister plasters, and a pair of tweezers. So that's my little pocket pharmacy that I have in the lid. And I also have a backpack cover in there. Moving on to the main compartment of the rucksack, which is also a roll top, much like the replica. I have a Helicon Tex Super Tarp. It's a 3x3 meter tarp shelter. A small roll bag, same type of waterproof bag. It doesn't have to be waterproof. Where I keep some cordage, paracord, which I use to set everything up. Spare pieces of paracord that I have attached. Use that for small guy lines, for example. And then I have loads and loads of paracord. And on the side here, well, this is the pouch here for the tarp itself, and the little pockets here on the sides. I also have a small pouch here with some tent stakes, which I know they're not super tactical, but like brightly colored, but this is good enough for these type of events. 6 of those. And then I believe what I have next is an inflatable sleeping mat, just to make things a little bit more comfortable when sleeping out in the field. My bivy bag, it's a Life Systems Venture Solo bivy bag. Just found something that had a decent water filler, decent price. It's nothing like super tactical. It actually does have some reflective material on it, which obviously is not ideal, but that's what I'll be using just to keep myself warm, as warm and dry as I could get out in the field. Then we have my little stove, my stove system, and it's a gas stove with a little folding cup for coffee or tea. I personally am a coffee drinker, so this is where I'll drink my coffee from. And then inside of this sock, we have the stove itself, which hooks onto the pot like so. You twist it on and then twist it off. And inside of that sock, I also have just a bottle of gas for the stove. And as you might have seen already, I did pull out a spare bottle of gas just because I'm currently running through the gas that I have in here, and it really sucks to not have enough gas with you when you're out in the field. So that is the stove system, and as you can see here, is attached on the outside. It's also not super tactile, it's just a blue little cozy here to keep yourself from burning your hands. I also have this little fire starter kit, a striker system, in case the clicker on the stove doesn't work. Then I can still turn the gas on and then create a spark like that to light the gas. Next, we have some more food. A few deconstructed MREs, and one Swedish 24-hour meals, the 24-hour ration pack. What I really like about these, and it's actually one of the reasons why I keep at least one of these intact, not deconstructed, is that the bag itself doubles as a trash bag. So all of the food in here is stored on one side, but there's like a little plastic separator inside of the bag that keeps the food separate from your garbage. And then we have inside of this flameless ration heater bag, I got some deconstructed emeries and some additional flameless ration heaters. A heating bag, which is meant for these particular bags. These are actually technically multi-use, so right out of the box, these heating bags come with two heating pads, so you reuse this, like, you could probably reuse this bag multiple times. And I also have just a disinfectant wipe and some instant coffee in there as well. Moving on, a second unopened multi-use ration heater pack. So this one will come with two ration heater units inside of this bag. And now we come to some spare clothes in waterproof bags. Very quickly, just two different spare clothes bags. This one is like spare clothes that I can use out in the field. Just an additional set of underwear, socks, shirt, that kind of stuff. So I got two pairs of socks in there. Same type of long underwear that protect your thighs. These smaller boxer shorts, which I really like to have underneath because they cradle your delicates much better than just having these on their own, which I really like. And then we have this mesh shirt from Aklima, which is a Norwegian company, and I freaking love these. These are some of the best pieces of kit that you can have out in the field. They dry super quickly thanks to the mesh, and they also provide a great insulating layer. Since it dries quickly, this wicks moisture super well. It actually can keep you both cool and dry depending on the conditions. And then in the other bag I have, which I call my sleeping gear, which is just clothes that I can get into sleep, because when you get into your sleeping bag, you want to be as dry as you possibly can. So in here we have a spare shirt, merino wool t-shirt, and some long johns, help you stay warm, nice and cozy in your bag at night. Nice with some warm, dry clothes, and then of course, a pair of socks, which is absolutely essential that you do not go to sleep cold and wet, because you will be absolutely miserable. And then last but not least, a personal favorite of mine that sometimes comes to use, sometimes it doesn't, but I still like how versatile it is, and it's just nice to don on in case you get a little cold, is a Dutch surplus woobie, which it's very similar to the American woobies, but in a DPM pattern, and they're slightly thinner than their American counterparts, but they still pack down relatively easily, and just a nice thing to have. And I've considered putting this in the assault pack actually, since I have room to spare in there, just so that I can have some lighter sustainment in case I get separated from my rucksack for an extended period of time, up to like 18 to 24 hours. And for a Nordic Milsim type event that takes place in the summer, this could actually replace a sleeping bag if you're in a southern part of the Nordic countries, say southern Sweden, maybe like southern Finland, Denmark, where nighttime temperatures usually don't drop below 10 degrees Celsius. Then you can obviously get away with less. Oh, and one last thing that I forgot to mention in the video is you are required to bring 2 large contractor trash bags like these. And the main reason is that you got to throw your stuff away after you're done. Just don't leave any trash behind at the AO. And what's really nice about these trash bags is you can actually use them as a liner for your rucksack to just add an additional layer of waterproofing, which obviously is a huge advantage. You want to make sure that your gear is as multi-purpose as possible, just to keep the weight as low as possible, because you are going to be carrying your stuff around quite a lot. So just bear that in mind. But yeah, that's it. Other than that, I guess I'll see you guys out in the field. Good luck.